Hi, guys. It's Dr. Liz Jenkins with drlizcoaching.com here, and welcome back. We are on day 3 inside couples conflict video series where I'm going to take you through, we're going to look at exactly what is involved and not involved with couples conflict. And I know what today we're going to talk about what keeps me up at night when I hear that couples are not fighting or not having conflict or overt conflict. And I'm going to tell you why, because it's pretty hard for folks to wrap their head around when I say, well, we need to have disagreements, guys. We need to talk about it. We need to know it's not like, oh, it's okay, pump the brakes, sweep it under the rug. Okay? So get ready. Why I worry when a couple comes to me and says, we don't have any disagreements. We just kind of like see eye to eye on everything. Nope, we never fight. Everything's cool. All right. What that tells me is that one, maybe they're a superstar of couples and things, and maybe I'm using the word conflict and they might use the word disagreement or disagree or don't exactly see eye to eye. And so I want to check the vocabulary. When I'm saying conflict, are we talking arguments, fighting, disagreeing, being a little, that's not that wouldn't be what I would do type of thing. Because even that, if there is meaning that I have a difference of opinion. And the reason that each of you are individuals and you come preloaded with what you have as I would call preferences or opinions. And we need to keep that individuality going so that we remain fully upright, independent, interesting individuals that happen to be in a relationship or a marriage. So we have the us or the me's, and then we have the we's, and we want to be able to have really two separate entities that come together and form a really, really cool we or us dynamic. And that's only effectively going to happen in a successful relationship if we are comfortable enough expressing our opinion, even if we agree to disagree. If the other person is also able to hear you and hear that you have a difference in opinion. And so that comes with great listening skills, strategies, how to fight effectively, how to have a conflict effectively, how to listen. And we're going to talk about all those going forward. So if you're in a relationship in which there is disagreement or conflict or a differing of opinion, great, wonderful. If you're in a relationship in which, in the back of your mind, you're feeling overlooked or that they always get their way, or you don't feel comfortable speaking up, something happens and you have hurt feelings, but you don't talk about it. We kind of sweep it under the rug and move on because we don't want to start a bigger fight. Those are problems. Those are problem areas. If you're in a relationship where it seems like everything's always going on what you want, hey, what do you want to get for dinner? The other person, spouse says, partner says, I don't care. Like, great, we're having Mexican. We go to, Target, we go to the furniture store and we say, hey, what sofa do you like? Like, oh no, I'm not really good at that. You go ahead and choose. It's whatever you want. It'll make you happy. If you're on the receiving end of that, okay, pay attention. Pay attention. Your spouse or your partner may have something else that they prefer, but they don't feel comfortable speaking up, or they came from a place, they came from other relationships or growing up in which they didn't learn how to speak up and have the opinion. Okay. And by the same token, if you're the one that is going, hey, whatever, I don't care, Mexican, Italian, in my world, it's just not sushi. Okay, sorry guys, if you like sushi. Okay, no raw fish. But I find other things on the menu, so we're always open to going to those kinds of restaurants, right? I have an opinion. He likes it. I don't. But we can go to places where they have both and it's cool. So we have a compromise, right? So I'm looking for a good balance in a relationship, in a successful relationships where they have opinions, they can speak up, they can air, they can voice them. What happens, and this is what keeps me up at night, is that if I am in a relationship, or we're in a relationship, and the couple feels like every time there's a disagreement, there's a big fight, it doesn't get resolved. Odds are this is the dynamic that starts. And there could be a couple of them, but the odds are one of the dynamics is that I'm not gonna, it's not worth the fight. Whatever they want is fine. Okay. Or I'm not even gonna tell them something's wrong because that'll be in a fight in its own. They'll keep asking me, what's wrong? What's wrong? So I just sweep it under the rug and I let it go. Or I think that we're gonna talk about it later, but we never do. And this builds a mindset whether we realize it or not, it builds a mindset that says we can't have conflicts. We don't agree on things. We can't come to anything reasonable. And it's either a big fiery thing or it's cold and it's crickets and they don't talk to me for a week or they sleep upstairs in another bedroom. So it's bad. And so conflict becomes almost taboo. We just don't have it. Just don't. No, we're good. We're fine. We just seem to see eye to eye. I don't know. It's just easy. Okay. On the surface, it's easy because we are avoiding perhaps a conflict, but underneath, this stuff is building up. And the dissatisfaction, the hurt, the resentment, the anger is there. It's not going away. In fact, it keeps feeding on each other. And I often see couples that start getting in that situation where there's resentment, that they don't feel like they're being heard or their needs are being met or the other person always wins, is there's this list. And my focus is on looking at all the negative things or all the times that I've been hurt, and I add it to my list, which is also under the rug with all the other stuff that I've been hurt overlooked. And pretty soon, something has to give. The couple either grows so far apart that they tend to go in different directions, or affairs happen, or we live in the same house but we have parallel worlds and we don't include each other, or we have a lot of big, ugly explosions with no skills, no strategies, no history of fixing things, and it doesn't get any better. So, if any of this sounds familiar or feels familiar, because sometimes it's not always like what we hear, and sometimes you might have a gut response to this, like, oh, yeah, okay. All right, take heart, because over the next few days, over the next, 27 days or so, we're going to go through how to fight effectively. What is a good structure? What goes into a healthy conflict communication conversation? We're going to look at your strategies of fighting in those styles, and leave you with hope and ways to start more effectively stepping up, expressing the conflict, or expressing the dissatisfaction or differing opinion in a way that's effective. Right. I hope this is helpful. I'd love to hear more. So please feel free to DM me. I'd love to chat more, and perhaps there's some other strategies that I could offer you as well. Take care and have a wonderful day. Bye bye.